I'm always hunting for new offline games, and this time I've found 10 that are definitely worth your time. These are games I personally loved, whether for their story, gameplay, or just pure entertainment value. If you're looking for something to play without internet, this list has you covered. Let's get started. Number 10. SWAT Shooter Police feels like jumping into a low-budget action movie where everything moves fast and there's no time to overthink. You start each mission already geared up, storming buildings, clearing rooms, and dealing with enemies at close range. It doesn't waste much time on long tutorials or story setups. You pick a mission, load in, and the action starts almost immediately. Weapons feel decent, and switching loadouts between missions adds a bit of variety. It's not a tactical simulator, and it's not trying to be one. Think of it more as a simple, fast police FPS where you clear areas, earn upgrades, and move on to the next operation. If you enjoy short, action-focused FPS games on mobile, this one fits that mood well. Number 9. Clover Pit Mobile starts in a way that immediately messes with your head. You're alone, trapped in a dirty, cramped pit with nothing but a slot machine in front of you. At first it feels simple, almost harmless, but after a few minutes you realize this isn't about winning money. It's about surviving your own bad decisions. What makes Clover Pit special is how it turns gambling into tension. Every spin feels heavy, especially when your resources are low and you're one bad roll away from starting over. You slowly unlock modifiers, items, and small upgrades that change how the machine behaves, and that's where the strategy comes in. It's not a game for everyone. There's no traditional story, no open world, and no constant action. Instead, it's slow, stressful, and sometimes frustrating by design. But if you enjoy psychological games that play with pressure, luck, and decision-making, Clover Pit Mobile hits hard. Number 8. American Marksman is one of those games that quietly hooks you without trying too hard. It's an offline hunting sim, and it nails the experience. There are 4 large open-world maps, each with its own set of animals and challenges, so you're not just seeing the same scenery over and over. I liked how you can drive vehicles around, switch rifles, and actually plan your hunts. Graphics are solid, and performance is smooth even on low-end devices. It's the kind of game you download, play for a few hours when you're bored, and then come back to it weeks later without losing interest. Definitely a solid pick for anyone who enjoys hunting or just wants a relaxing. Number 7. Pocket City 2 is one of the most unique and refreshing city-building games I've played on mobile. Unlike most city management games where you just place buildings and watch numbers go up, this one takes it to the next level. After you design and build your city, you can actually jump into it and explore everything in free roam mode, walking around the streets you created, seeing your citizens go about their daily lives, and experiencing the world from ground level makes the whole game feel alive. The art style is clean and relaxing, and the controls are super smooth, making it easy to get lost in the game for hours. If you usually find city-building games a bit boring, this one might completely change your mind. Number 6. Godslayer is clearly inspired by games like Hades, and while it doesn't quite reach that level, it still brings a solid roguelike experience to mobile. You move through randomized stages, pick up temporary power-ups, and face a good variety of enemies along the way. I really like the visual style, and the game does a nice job with its enemy designs and overall presentation. That said, the combat could definitely be tighter. Sometimes it feels like it's missing the weight or impact that makes roguelikes really shine. But for a mobile roguelike, it's still a decent option, especially if you're into fast runs, upgrades, and testing different builds. Number 5. Ala Mobile is one of those games where you can really feel the passion behind the project, and knowing it's developed by a single person makes it even more impressive. It's an F1 racing game that brings a lot to the table. Real-world tracks, detailed environments, and solid car physics that make each race feel genuinely engaging. It might not have the biggest budget or flashy marketing, but it absolutely delivers where it counts. I've got huge respect for solo developers pushing out quality games like this, and I'll always support that kind of effort. If you're into motorsports or just want a well-made racing game on your phone, Ala Mobile is definitely worth a shot. Number 4. Bendy and the Dark Revival feels like stepping into a broken cartoon that really doesn't want you there. From the moment the game starts, it pulls you into this twisted, ink-covered world where nothing feels safe, even when things are quiet. What I like most is how the game balances exploration, stealth, and horror without rushing you. You're not just running from enemies all the time. Sometimes you're sneaking through abandoned studios, sometimes solving small environmental puzzles. Story-wise, Dark Revival does a good job expanding the lore without drowning you in explanations. You slowly piece things together through encounters, locations, and visual storytelling. If you enjoy horror games that rely more on atmosphere and tension rather than cheap jump scares, Bendy and the Dark Revival is a strong experience, and easily one of the better narrative horror games you can play on mobile. Number 3. Single-player action RPGs on mobile are pretty rare, and Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm actually delivers a solid experience. The story mode does a decent job of pulling you in, especially if you're a Naruto fan. Of course, it's not perfect. Some of the menus feel a bit clunky and the controls take a little getting used to. But overall, it's refreshing to see a mobile game put real effort into single-player content. We definitely need more games like this that focus on delivering a quality solo experience without pushing endless multiplayer or microtransactions. Number 2. Driving Zone is a mobile driving and racing game that focuses on realistic cars, clean visuals, and different driving modes. You can choose from many cars, upgrade them, and test your skills in different modes like traffic driving, time challenges, or classic races. The graphics are one of the strongest parts of the game. The cars look detailed, and lighting effects make driving at night very enjoyable. I also like how the driving feels heavy and realistic, especially at high speed. That said, some modes feel familiar if you played similar driving games before, and the open areas could use more activities. Still, the overall experience is solid and fun. Driving Zone is a good choice if you enjoy realistic driving, clean visuals, and simple but satisfying gameplay on mobile. Number 1. Man-Eater Mobile is a new action game where you play as a shark in a large open water world. Your goal is to survive, grow bigger, and become the most powerful predator in the ocean. You start as a small shark and must eat fish, avoid danger, and complete missions to level up. The first thing I liked is how the water world feels alive, and I enjoyed discovering new areas like reefs, wrecks, and deeper seas. The growth system is also fun because you really feel stronger as your shark becomes bigger. Since the game was just released, there are still some parts that could be expanded, like more mission variety or more types of enemies. But even now, Man-Eater Mobile gives a strong and enjoyable experience.